Mini Lesson 6, How Myths Have Influenced Our Language Today. Well, we're going back to Greek mythology, guys. And we spoke about this before, that thousands of years ago when they created these myths, we still use that terminology today. The things that they've talked about in stories, how they understand nature and how people treat each other in relationships. We use some of those myths today when describing things. So the ancient Greek myths have been around for a long time. As such, they have greatly influenced people, cultures around the world. Today we're going to look at influences these amazing stories still have on us today. We encounter common words and expressions from Greek mythology every day. So let's take a look at where and when. For example, guys, we've got many things going on here. We spoke about the trident and how the gum company, took the idea of Poseidon's trident and sell it as a gum because they want to make it sound like their gum is powerful. Then you have another one called Amazon, which we know very well, one of my favorite places to shop. And they chose that word because that comes from a Greek myth of Amazon women, meaning Amazon women were the biggest, most powerful people ever. The company Amazon wants you to think that they are big and powerful too. So shop with me. And you have Pandora, like Pandora Radio or Pandora the bracelet. And they want you to think of like the Greek myth Pandora's box, which we'll be exploring today. And in Pandora's box is all this such a collection of things, and you don't know what's going to come out and surprise you. And just like in Pandora Radio, you play a station, you don't know what song is going to come out, but you know it's going to be a good one because you created that radio station and you like those singers. So it's going to come out and surprise you. Oh, that's right, I like that song. It's a good song. And the Pandora Bracelet Company, they come up with so many wonderful, surprising charms that you can put on your bracelet. Then you have the Greek myth of Saturn. This is an emblem for a car company called Saturn, the Titans. And over here you've got Venus. That's an amazing goddess. And they use their razor to, I want to be like that goddess Venus. And Nike. The actual Nike comes from a Greek myth. So we find all of these myths today. So when we go back to today's connections to ancient Greeks, we hear that allusion of those expressions that we use today, such as Herculean effort. It's a big task that we have to do. The golden touch, that you have an amazing touch for things. Don't open Pandora's box. That's another one that we talk about. The symbol for Valentine's Day, the winged young boy with a bow and arrow. He's based on a Greek myth who's called Eros, and he's the god of love. Then over here you have Nike, the winged goddess for victory, who could run and fly at great speeds. Those Nike shoes, the trident gums, the spear of Poseidon, Apollo space missions, the god of the sun, Apollo theater. Apollo was also named the god of music, so they named a popular theater off of him. The Tennessee Titans, a very famous football team. And the Titans were known as ancient giants, like the race of giants. Very popular name. The Titanic comes from the Greek name of Titans. And they created that name. They took it from the Titans. They named the Titanic because they wanted you to think it was the biggest and strongest ship built in that day. And even going to the Dove soap. Dove, inspired from Aphrodite's symbol. The dove was Aphrodite's symbol. And she was the goddess of beauty. Oh, use our Dove soap and you'll be beautiful like Aphrodite. They use it all for a reason, to get you interested in their products and how we actually use those names and terminologies and expressions today and symbols. So Greek illusions that we've talked about was the Midas touch. Everything you do is perfect. The Herculean task, a hard job. Achilles' heel is a weakness. An odyssey is a long journey. And then we have many other ones that we're going to discuss as we read our reads. When you hear the saying, it's all Greek to me, because a lot of these things sound weird and different and strange. And we have the word Nike. That comes from the winged goddess, and we're using that. She is known for her running and flying very fast, so no wonder why the Nike company, shoe company, took that name. You have the nemesis, and nemesis is the god of revenge. If you say, oh, she or he is my nemesis, you're saying that is my enemy. And then you have Iris. Iris was the god of the rainbow. The goddess of the rainbow, and she was the messenger of all goddesses. And we now named part of our eye and flower is named after Iris. So everyone, you're going to get into your groups, and you are going to do your reads, and you are going to go back to how today's connections to ancient Greeks. What can we learn from that traditional myth? And how can we use it today? What lessons can we get out of it? Let's study those character traits and see how we can use them today. Okay, get into your groups.